It's playoff time, so we're bringing in the heavyweights. Borje Salming drops by to size up the Leafs' chances and to talk about the new show they're making about his career and life. Joe Tilley Sports coming up. Welcome to the program. Today's special guest hails from Kiruna, Sweden. He played 17 seasons in the NHL, 16 of those as a Maple Leaf, had 150 goals, a club record 637 assists in 1,148 NHL games, six straight All-Star appearances. The first Swedish-born player in the Hockey Hall of Fame, on the list of the top 100 players of all time, voted top Leafs defenseman ever, the subject of a soon-to-be-filmed TV series, The King. Ladies and gentlemen, Borje Salming. Borje, welcome back to the program. It's good to have you here, my friend.
Well, thanks very much. I'm really happy to be back.
Well, I want to get right into this show. Okay, so is there official name for it yet? Do they have a name?
No, we don't have a name. Actually, we have a working name, but we don't want to come out with a name yet. So it's going to be a surprise.
Okay, for a working name, let's call it the Borje Salming story because that sounds like it might work pretty good.
Okay.
How did this all come together? How did this come together?
Well, actually, they sort of called me and asked me about because they are. We talked about they talk about you doing a movie and everything like that, and I think, what, you're gonna make a movie on me? But when we talked about it a bit, then I said, wow, this could be interesting, and we've been talking almost like 3 years now. So but then the corona came in and sort of destroyed a little bit from last year. Would have been out last year, actually this year, I mean. So but that looked good.
Well, I know they plan to start filming. I think I saw next in 2022. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Oh, okay. So they're going to film in Sweden and Canada.
Yes, it's going to be in both countries. We're going to start probably up north where I come from, and then come down south in Sweden, and then of course going to come over to Canada and do it over there.
So I've looked at the cast here, and this guy who's playing Boris Salming, his name is Walter Skarsgård. He's the actor who's
Yeah,
going to be playing you. There's a picture of him
yeah.
there. Tell us about Walter and how he gained prominence in Sweden.
Well, I mean, he's really good. He's made a few movies, and he's a really good actor. He's got his family. He's got brothers who are actors, and the father is actor. So he's really a good actor. So hopefully he's going to be a good actor on the ice.
Well, yeah, yeah. Will he have to learn how to skate, or can he skate a little bit already?
Oh yeah, no, he's been playing junior hockey, and but now he
Oh,
hadn't skated so much. Yeah, oh yeah. So, but now he's been last few months he's been skating 3 times a week, 2 hours a day, and he's got three coaches who are uh, teaching him all the like all the skating, how you're supposed to do it. And I'm there also every second week, and sort of he can see how I was doing, and I'm telling a lot of stuff, what I was doing, how crazy things I was doing, and so
well,
that's fun to be there. But that
your
was
own
also
special
my
little quirks.
yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, I also told them before we signed the contract about the movie, I wanted to be in it because I want to see, so they don't come out with something, like I don't like. So I want to be there and see how everything is progress.
So you're going to be involved in the writing of the film or the show, the series.
Yep, 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 all the
Now,
way.
is it going to be? is it going to be English or is it going to be Swedish or both?
It's going to be in English.
Okay, great. So it'll
Yeah,
probably be
yeah.
released here, probably here first, then I would think, right?
We don't know yet, so I can't tell you really what's going on there. But I'm guessing it's going to be in Sweden first, the release, and then we come over to Toronto.
So I watched a trailer of a movie that Walter Skarsgård was in called "Don't Click." It looked pretty scary. Are
Uh-huh.
you familiar with the film?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but he's a good actor. He's going to be good, you know.
He looks pretty young, but it's a pretty scary film. Of course, it's a little bit it's a couple years old. I mean, you know, the fact that it's a
Yeah,
scary film, he's going to be have some scary moments, like when he, you know, I'm sure the scene where you get a skate in the face is going to be a little bit challenging, right? So,
yeah.
challenging for the makeup artist and challenging for Walter.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's going to be a. But they're so good these days. It's no problem to fix that up. Uh, but I sort of did a funny thing with him, and I said today when I was on the ice, and I said, okay, today now you're going to block shots, okay? And he said, "Oh my God, today? No." I was not joking. But one day we will, do it. But I mean, but he wasn't ready for that day. But it was
Well,
fun.
you tell him it doesn't hurt. Lie to him, Borja, because I know you blocked a lot of shots, and a few of those shots, you felt them, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I told him
So,
it's a lot of stories, so he knows a lot about it. So he knows very, very nicely, and he looks at movies and everything, from hockey in the old days, and so he's been looking a lot, and he knows a lot about me now.
is there anything that you said that you don't want to? I know you have some control, creative control over the content of the show. Is there anything that you said to these guys? Okay, let's not put that in there, but let's definitely put this in there. Have you come to that point yet?
No, not yet. Like you, I think that's gonna come with it. With the whole when we're filming and everything. Then we'll see how. If I don't think like that looks doesn't look real. Then we're gonna take it away. I think so, or we're gonna fix it up so that it looks real.
Right. So I
So
mean, I
everything's
think it sounds like, yeah. Well, it sounds like the number one priority for you is making sure that this is factual and real, right?
yes, yes, 100%.
So there's nothing, no taboo, nothing that they're going to come up with about your life. You're going to say, well, wait a minute.
But we'll see. I'm not going to say. I'm not saying that I'm going to be standing there and just saying no. That's not. But I mean, of course, there's going to be some stuff. It's going to come in, but it has to look good before if it's going to be in.
Okay, so who plays Lanny McDonald?
Well, there's a lot of people asking me that. Like who's going to play my brother and who's going to play that. And well, we'll see. That's going to be fun to see. We have to find somebody with a big mustache, anyways.
Right. I'm looking forward to seeing who ends up playing Tiger Williams too, or Daryl Sittler, Jim
Oh yeah,
McKenny. That'd
yeah.
be a
But
good
I
one.
think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's going to be easier to find.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody a little bit on the wild side for either of those guys. So I mean, this is a compelling story, and as far as athletes from Sweden go, I can think of like the biggest ones I can think of are you, Bjorn Borg, and maybe Matt Sundin, and those are the kind of the preeminent athletes. So these you guys, I mean, it must be difficult to walk around Sweden for a guy like Borje Salming without being kind of mobbed,
Well, you know what? I think I get more mobbed actually over in Toronto than in Sweden. But it
right?
is a little crazy over here right now, and especially now when we came out with like it's going to be a movie or two. Everybody's sort of like is really excited about it. So that's going to be fun.
Well, I want to just talk a little bit about your career because that's one of the reasons why this show's being made. Obviously, is that the fact you had such an amazing career. You were a front runner. You were the guy who basically brought European hockey to North America. And that could not have been easy because you had a target on your back at all
Here
times.
is never
What
easy.
was that like
The mid
when you
70s.
came to North America? I mean, look at you took a beating constantly.
Well, I mean, of course it was tough, but I mean, I knew a little bit about it, and of course I didn't know like it was going to be that crazy, like against the Phillies and the guys after, so, 2 years later, there was a lot of teams who had tough guys and tough teams. So, but that was part of the game in the 70s, and there was no big deal. And I remember watching, one of the pictures we saw when I was bleeding in my face, and that was against Philly, and he really beat me up, because I stepped on a glove and fell down on my back, and he never stopped. He sort of came over and just dropped me and kicked the shit out of me on the ice. And when I stepped up again, and I shook my hand, and I was laughing, and I said, "Well, that was part of it, so it's no big deal." I was so used to it, so there was no big deal.
Well, what did you first think? I mean, you knew a little bit about the Canadian game before you came over here, but were you shocked when you got here and realized how crazy it was, especially back in the 70s? I mean, those were tough times.
Yeah, it was tough times, but you know what? I really loved. I mean, I came to Maple Leaf Gardens and played for Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, that was so fun to play there, and you know everything like around it. The fans, the management, everybody took care of me so good, and so I just went out and I had fun out there. Really, of course, it was tough, but that was amazing to play hockey in Toronto.
I think you garnered so much respect. Like people when you guys first came here, you and Inga first came over, people would, give you names like Chicken Sweet and all that kind of stuff. But I think right from the get-go, you were forced to stand up for yourself, and you had no problem doing that. You dropped the mitts when you had to. You think you might have surprised a few guys.
Yeah, well, it's funny, Mike Pellick, who played my first 2 3 years. He told me a story afterwards. I could hear his story about me when I was fighting my second game. I was fighting Dave Schultz, and he said, well, here it is.
Yeah,
uh,
there you
and
go.
I like I had no clue really. We were actually working on the practice. They teach me how to hold on and fight. So so I did pretty good against him. And Mike said, "Jesus, you should see Dave Shields." He couldn't believe it. Like what happened to me? I couldn't do anything. That was
Right.
fun for him to say that. Yeah.
Well, you were one strong dude. I remember we had Dave Hutchison on there, and he's talking about how just for shits and giggles, you had a couple of guys over your place one time, three guys, and you
Yeah.
said, "Let's
Yeah.
arm wrestle, guys. Let's arm wrestle." And boom, 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 he just dropped them all one after another after another.
Yeah.
And these weren't exactly shrinking violets that you were taking care of, so that's pretty impressive. But they obviously stopped calling you Chicken Sweet in a hurry. Did you ever hear it again after that first year? Did you ever hear that slogan, that moniker again?
Well, when they were so crazy, like not from other teams, but it was some guys maybe were screaming at you and whatever. But when you played in Philadelphia, and when you were standing there on a face-off in the middle of the ice, or you were too close to the bench, everybody was like from that bench was standing up and screaming at me. They were going to kill me. They tried everything to try to get me off the game, and they called me. Of course, they called me Chicken Sweet and go home and everything like that. They told me everything. They were going to kill me and everything. So, but it was just they had to go. I sort of I didn't listen to it. You hear it, you could hear it, but I said, oh fuck it, you know, I
Yeah.
gotta play anyway. So what's the difference?
Well, you had amazing. I ran into that say to me that you were their favorite hockey player. You were my mom's favorite hockey player. You're my dad's favorite. I mean, it happens time and time and again. It's like I think people really respected the fact that you stood up for yourself, that you were there to, when the challenge was there, you answered the call. But then you're, one All-Star game after another, after another, after another. When there's an All-Star team pick, you were always on that All-Star team. So, you know, uh, you really did rise to the occasion, and I can see this being an awesome series as a result of that.
Mm-hmm. Uh, are you talking about the Montreal game now, or
Well, no,
I didn't hear
I
the
was just
first?
talking about how I was just giving you the I want to get to it is we're going to talk about that skate in the face that you took from Gerard Gallant back in November
No,
1986, right? Received over
no.
200 stitches in your face. It's a miracle you didn't lose an eye. Tell us about that incident and what took place, and the fact and tell us about the end.
Well, I mean, there was the scariest actually accident I had was actually when I got the stick in my eye, because that was so like the pressure in my head when the I think the stick, they hit me so perfect right in my eye, and they pushed me inside so I thought my eye was actually hanging outside. So when I took my glove up and like this, then I thought, oh my God, that was still in there. So but the pressure when you get hit like that, and you don't want to feel that. That was a awful feeling. But then afterwards, of course, I didn't see anything for a week. But then he's promised, I think you're going to be okay. And today it's actually, but I can not read with it, but I can see far away with the, so that's okay.
Now that was a scary incident. I remember you telling us before that after you had the skate in the face from Gallant and you had the operation, you were at the airport and you were scaring a few people at the airport. I remember telling us.
Yeah, that was fun because I didn't feel really okay because the other guys, the team went to St. Louis, and I went home though from Detroit, and I was sitting in there at the airport. I was reading the paper, and I didn't realize that the people who was actually, I think when I didn't have that up, they didn't look at me probably, but then when I had but when I put it down the paper, and everybody was just looking at me, and oh my God, you could see their faces saying, my God, what happened to him? So
That was pretty wild. But the miracle about that is that 3 days later, 3 days after that, taking a skate in the face, you're back in practice. I mean, that just
yeah,
that says it all right there. Yeah.
no, I was crazy. I say I was pretty stupid sometimes, but I love the hockey, and I had nothing else to do. I want to go down to practice. Of course, there was no scrimmage for me, but I was skating and try to keep up, keep the conditioning up, for the next game. So that was fun. Yeah, I love the hockey, so that's why I loved it.
Okay, King. I was asking you about what was the closest you guys came to winning it all. What was the best least team you were on?
Well, definitely in the 70s there, we played against, we played against the Phillies, and we were so close. I think we got beat out in the seventh game, and that was really hard to lose against those guys. But also, when we beat out the Islanders too, but too bad I got hit in the eye and I couldn't play anymore, which was too bad. But then we played Montreal Canadiens in the semifinal, but that was they were really good at that time. But we
That
had
was a
the
good.
70s. We 70s were really a good team. I think we were missing maybe one or two guys. So maybe another sniper. Could score those winning goals. That's what we needed.
Right, and if you don't take that stick, in against Montreal, against the Islanders, against Montreal,
Yeah,
that could have been your year. That could have been who knows, right? Um,
yeah.
so it kind of what I want to ask you, like, what was it like having your jersey raised to the rafters by the Maple Leafs? What was that like having your number 21 raised to the rafters?
Well, I mean, it's amazing. Like Toronto Maple Leafs, how they really taking care of me and all the guys. Who is up there. just to see that and have the family with me here and see that going up there and know it's going to be there forever. That's amazing, like it's going to be so nice. My relatives, maybe in 100 years they're going to come over and they could see me up there, and that's fantastic to have.
I know that you still follow the Leafs, and you've been following their progress. What do you think about the off-season acquisitions they made and the team they have right now?
Well, yeah, see, that's what I think. Like, we're going to do really well. I mean, in the last few years, we've been really, a lot of young guys, and we score a lot of goals, but we 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 got scored against too a lot. So, but this year, I think we're more with the new guys that we're really more heavier. So we can really, I think the older guys, taking care of the young guys and really playing like hockey, not just to score goals. We got also let help the goaltender and help the defense. So that's really important, and that's what they're doing now.
Yeah, they brought in TJ Brody's been a nice addition on defense.
Mm.
Uh, Wayne Simmons has added some real good grit up front. Uh, Joe Thornton, he's added that veteran presence, and these aren't guys that are here to fill a roster spot. These are guys here. They're coming here and they're playing here because they think they can win. Do you
Yeah.
like their chances?
Well, I like the chances. I mean, I really believe they got the chance now. They really got to do it now. This is or tomorrow is the day. Like they're gonna do it. They have to do it right away, not wait or nothing and think. From the beginning, first minute to the last minute, every game.
This is the first time they're going to be playing the Habs in the playoffs since
Mhm.
1979. You were there. A lot
Yeah.
of differences this year between these teams and those teams, I'm sure. But what's it like playing the Habs in the playoffs?
Well, I always said that when we played the Habs in the Forum, the old Forum, that was fantastic. We had such a good games. We knew they were really good team, but we knew we had a good team too, and there was close games all the time. But going in the playoffs, against that really good team they had snipers, they had big guys, so they could handle anything, which was, but it was fun to play them. I love those games.
It seems, yeah, it seems like the other way around now. It seems like the Leafs of the team with the snipers. The Austin
Hmm.
Matthews, the Mitch
Yeah,
Marners, John Tavares, and these
yeah.
guys, and the addition of Nick Foligno. And I mean,
Mhm.
this is a pretty scary team, I think, offensively. Is this the best Leafs team you've seen?
Well, I mean, I've been over every year, 10, 15 years. And, actually, this is the best team I've seen. Yeah.
So they also get Zach Hyman back. Zach Hyman is a guy who doesn't necessarily put up the points, but a lot of people consider him to be one of the most valuable players on the team. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but that's really important to have those guys. You don't, the guys you maybe don't see too much of, but those are the guys, maybe most important in your team, and that's what you need in a team. You got to have those guys who work in the shadow, or so that's really important for the team, and that's what we got now.
So, how far do you think this team is going to go? Give us your pick.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a tough one against the Habs, of course, but believe me, they're going to. I think they're going to take it in 5 games.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah,
I
I
got
mean, hopefully,
I think. Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead. Finish up. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No, I
I'm
really
listening to
believe
you.
that if they go past the halves, then they go all the way. Believe me. Yeah, believe me. I say.
Okay, so I here. Okay, I'm gonna do my Stanley Cup championship pick because here we go. I see the Leafs playing Colorado for all the marbles
Uh-huh.
when the smoke clears. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that would be a great final. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of talent on both of those teams. Okay, well, listen. One of the sponsors here on Joe Tilley Sports is Gold Line Industries. They're a gold mining operation based in Sweden, and it only makes
Yeah.
sense to this company we get hooked up with a guy like Borje Salming. We actually have the CEO of Gold Line Resources, Adam Sigelski, on the show with us. Adam, welcome to the program. He's got over 20 years experience in venture capital industry, ranging from mineral exploration, technology, healthcare, and education. Started his career developing an industrial mineral project in Uganda, later sold it to Rio Tinto. Mr. Sigelski, founding director of Caden Resources, which was sold to Agnico's Eagle Mines for $205 million. So he's pulled off some pretty good deals. He's founder and CEO of Binovi Technical Corporation, and he is the CEO and director of Gold Line Resources. Adam, welcome to the program. Welcome to the program, and it's nice to have you on the show. And tell us how you guys got involved with the King.
First of all, Joe, thanks for having me on the show. Very excited to participate in this interview with this legend, Borje. I'm very happy to have him involved in Gold Line Resources as well. So thanks obviously for the invitation.
So tell us about your Borje's role. I am not suspecting that he's going to be putting the miner's cap on and getting in there with a flashlight and going digging out some gold.
I think Borje has done enough heavy lifting in his career already. Whether it's throwing around often, I think his hard work is done. And let's obviously, as an exploration company, we're focused on building a foundation in Sweden and in Finland in the work that we're doing. We are out there, and we are excited about what we believe will be a next operating mine in Fennoscandia. And with any mining operation, you've got to lay the groundwork really early. We've done a good job of bringing in a world-class team, whether that's our chairman or our exploration partners. So, having someone like Borje, who is a native to the Salming, the group in northern Sweden, we need to be able to develop proper relations and represent our company and represent our intentions at the highest level. And who better to have to represent the company, to the native people of Sweden, and to ensure that we follow the right protocols as we extend and develop our project than Borje. So, it's a natural fit for us to align ourselves with the highest of quality people, and it's a short list of potential people we would consider even in that role, and we were very, very fortunate to be working with Borje right now.
Now, how did you select the locations that you have? You've got a few of them around Sweden, and how did that process come? What does that process entail, I guess?
Yeah. No, good question. Today we're in a market environment that has gold almost at $1,900 an ounce. Very exciting time to be an investor in the gold space. But all the work was done originally many years ago when the price of gold was heavily depressed and the industry was really suffering. And our partners, EMX Royalty, specifically Eric Jensen, who's on our board of directors, identified Sweden as one of their favorite or ideal places to do business. We're in a first world country. We have an excellent government to be working with, and we have geology that's been around and known to host gold for thousands of years. The original gold deposits in Sweden go back over 1,000 years right now. So we're in a place that historically has fantastic opportunities for finding gold. And the team that we partnered with when bringing this to market identified the gold line belt and pretty much cherry-picked the best projects available at a time when it was a very depressed price of gold. So we positioned ourselves when the price of gold was weak. We've got, I think, the best exploration potential in the country. We're situated around producing mines that have discovered and obviously processed and successfully extracted gold, which is always the best place to be doing business when you're in the business of finding gold. So this vision was established many years ago, and today we're at the point of taking advantage of this with the work that we've done in the winter and some of the exciting steps we're taking forward.
Tell us about the public's opportunity to invest in Gold Line Resources.
Yeah, we are a TSX venture listed company. Our stock symbol is GLDL. We recently acquired a very exciting project in Finland with over 250,000 ounces of proven gold. So we are beyond the stage of just an exploration company. We have our first deposit already through an acquisition. We've just completed some exciting work over the winter that we're going to be sharing with the market here. And I think, we're in an exciting climate where our stock price, our market valuation today is about $28 to $30 million. I think our company should be valued at about $80 million with the assets we have. And as that price of gold starts to build stronger, we're seeing a lot of investment in the area. A company very close to us, Rupert Resources, the last few days just raised over $40 million at a very aggressive share price. So I think it's an exciting opportunity to align with some really great people and ultimately take advantage of, I think especially in these times of COVID and where the stock market has gone, there is a search for value, and gold, gold is used as a currency in, every country in the world. It's been used for thousands of years, and I'm excited to be moving into what I think is going to be a very exciting market for our types of businesses and our types of investments. So great opportunity to invest in what I think is going to be a very hot market for the next 12 to 24 months. And Goldline Resources, I think, is well positioned to take advantage of the work that we've done.
Well, that's awesome. And who doesn't want to be involved with the king, for crying out loud? I know a beautiful seascape there behind you, Adam. I see Vancouver, and that's where you are right now. But I know that you are originally from Eastern Canada, Oakville, if I'm not mistaken, and therefore you must be a bit of a Leafs fan. Just tell us what you think about this current Maple Leafs team and where they're situated, and what do you think about their chances?
Yes, I am currently in Vancouver because we're going through some intensive work here with Goldline Resources on the market side of things. I am from Toronto. I've been a Leaf fan my whole life. I'm a son to immigrant parents from Poland, so obviously Borje and the path you paved with the Leafs and the work that you did, my father was a huge fan. So, I think the Leafs are really well positioned, and as a big picture perspective, I think the organization has done a fantastic job in building from the top down. The young team, both in the management side and on the player side, a lot of energy, a lot of passion, and I love seeing when young teams, are built the right way, and ultimately, whether they make it to the finals, whether they win the cup this year, I think they're setting themselves up to really gel as a team, learn from this experience, and obviously I'm a very patient Leafs fan. I've never seen them win actually, so we're obviously very excited about the playoffs and everything starting here. Most importantly, with Montreal being the opposing team here in this first round, is going to be very exciting.
That's going to be cool. Borje, what's it going to be like for you if the Maple Leafs win the cup? I guess you'll be here. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, well, I actually just talked to some friends. Actually, he usually goes with me. I usually go with 20 guys and go and watch some games in Toronto. 3-4 days we'll be there. And he said, if they go into the final, we got to go over. So right. Probably we're gonna come over. We got to see the final. There was such a long time.
Well, by that time, the restrictions will be eased. We'll be able to put a few fans in the stands. If not, I'm sure we'll be able to have some kind of a watch party somewhere. I'm guessing, and we're and also, by the way, we're gonna get some golf back soon. I'm hoping, maybe real soon, and so as a guest on Joe Tilley Sports, we got a foursome from Clublink for you. And next time you're in North America, Borje, let us know. Adam, I'm going to take you and Mr. Goldman out to Wind Dance as soon as we can. We're all in this together. But Borje, I want to thank you for being on the show once again. I mean, you're just truly one of the greatest Leafs of all time, if not the greatest. Certainly the best defenseman this team has ever had. We loved your passion. We loved your grit. And it's just awesome having you here on the show. So thank you for joining us today. And remember, guys, we're all in it together. We've got more sports, including Chris Bosch, when we come back. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, all the best, guys.
Promotional consideration provided by Clublink. Clublink. One membership, more golf.
Excuse me. Yeah, let me introduce you to Steve. Having the round of his life, finally gonna pick up some skins, then he gets here, and now this. Try entering and exiting the bunker on the same low side, and then just a couple of swipes with this to clean things up, and everything will be hunky-dory.
Addiction Rehab Toronto, Toronto's #1 alcohol and drug treatment center, saving lives, reuniting families. The only treatment center in the province to offer medical detox, treatment, sober living, and lifetime aftercare all in one place. Our unique and specialized programs are designed to equip our clients with the tools to successfully lead a life of dignity, respect, and purpose. Let us help save your life or your loved one's life. Call today for more information or to facilitate an intervention. 1-855-787-2424 or visit addictionrehabtoronto.ca. Joe Tilley Sports is brought to you by COSA, Central Ontario Standardbred Association, providing a united voice for harness horse people racing at Ontario tracks. Check out your benefits today at COSAonline.com and check out COSA TV on Facebook and YouTube for all the latest harness news and live action updates. Live racing year-round. Go to hpibet.com for all your wagering options. Become a member today, and your first bet is free. That's hpibet.com.
Okay, now it's time for my COSA Swiss pick of the week. Last week I went to Yonkers Raceway for Friday night's Open Trot, the 7th race. I had the number 5 horse, Small Town Throwdown, at 4-1. Unfortunately, he found himself boxed in along the rail at the top of the stretch. He was able to find some room on the inside to sneak into third spot. The race was won by Most Interesting Man with Jordan Stratton in the buggy. The 325 Triactor returned $521. So let's look at this week's pick. I'm going to go back to Yonkers. I'm going to go back to the 7th race in Open Trot, and I'm going to go with the horse that won it last week. Looking to make it 2 in a row? Yes. It's Most Interesting Man in the Open Trot, and he's going to be starting from the 6th hole. Jordan Stratton driving. My record on the year now is 5 wins, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, a 4th, a 5th, an 8th, and a 10th. For all the racing updates, visit COSA TV on Facebook. Ontario Racing is holding an online seminar on owning a racehorse. Go to ontarioRacing.com/horse-ownership. And go to HBI Bet for your wagering options. There are many tracks racing in other parts of North America right now. Well, it's been a wonderful few weeks for Hayley Wickenheiser. The former Canadian national team star officially became a medical doctor, and she got promoted by the Maple Leafs. Wickenheiser was named Senior Director of Player Development. Wickenheiser hired her former teammate and coach, Daniel Goyette, to replace her in the revamped department with the Leafs. So there's 2 of them now. The 2 will oversee the development of all players in the organization, from the NHL level to prospects in junior, college, and overseas. This is an NHL first. Wickenheiser is a 4-time Olympic gold medalist, only woman to score a goal in an elite men's league, and of course she's in the Hockey Hall of Fame. The Leafs also announced they've signed goaltender Eric Källgren to a 2-year, 2-way contract. The NHL salary cap of the contract carries an average annual value of $750,000. The 24-year-old appeared in 21 regular season games for Vaho HC with a 12-9 record, a 2.37 goals against average, a 911 save percentage, and he went 7-3 in the playoffs with a 937 save percentage in leading his club to the Swedish League Championship. Chris Bosch is headed to the Basketball Hall of Fame. Bosch, the number 4 pick in the 2003 draft, played 509 games for the Raptors, averaging 20.2 points, 9.4 rebounds, 1.2 blocks, and a .492 field goal shooting percentage. He remains the all-time franchise leader in total rebounds, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, blocks, and double-doubles. He was an 11-time All-Star, 7 of them with the Raps. He went on to win a pair of NBA titles with the Heat. He was forced to retire early in his career due to blood clotting issues. CB4 joins Tracy McGrady and Akeem Olajuwon as former Raptors to make the Hall. They will eventually be joined by Vince Carter and Kyle Lowry, of course. Bosch will be inducted along with Paul Pierce, Chris Webber, Ben Wallace, WNBA stars Yolanda Griffith and Lauren Jackson, and coaches Bill Russell, Rick Edelman, and Jay Wright. Bosch says he's fortunate to make a living playing a game he loved.
I mean, it's been everything. The main thing that was going through my mind, it wasn't necessarily winning championships or all-stars or things like that, all of those cool things that I got to do. It was the bus rides. It was hanging out with my friends. You know, it was just having such a great time being a kid, you know, playing video games on the road, bunch of kids eating pizza in a hotel, going out on those hot summer afternoons and just doing anything I could to be a part of it. That's it was always my escape, my release. It was everything for me.
Love to see the kid in that guy. The Raps season, well, that ended with a whimper. It'll be sad to say so long to Kyle Lowry if he leaves. Hopefully they'll have a good night at the draft lottery. And hey, another Chris Bosh would be nice, wouldn't it? Well, the Blue Jays are on fire. A sweep of the Braves, 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. They beat the Red Sox. Everybody's hitting right now in that club. Bo Bichette is absolutely on fire. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. has found his groove, as has Marcus Semien. George Springer is taking batting practice now. That's a good sign. He's jogging. He'll be back in the lineup when he can run comfortably. The Jays aren't going to rush him at all. Rafael Dolis has returned from a calf injury. They can certainly use him. He pitched last night. But the Bluebirds are looking pretty darn good right now, I'd have to say. Another big week for Canadian tennis. How about that? Toronto's Sharon Fitchman took the doubles title at the BNL Italia in Rome. Fitchman teamed up with Juliana Olmos of Mexico. They defeated Kristina Mladenovic and Markita Vandrusova 4-6, 7-5, 10-5 in the final. It was their 4th WTA title, doubles title, but first 1,000 series crown. Meanwhile, Leylah Fernandez has been named winner of the 2021 Billie Jean King Cup Playoffs Hart Award for her performance in Team Canada's 4-0 win over Serbia last month. Fernandez's two single victories helped Canada secure its place in next year's qualifiers. The 18-year-old from Montreal knocked off Olga Danilovic and Nina Stojanovic, both in 3 sets, after dropping the first set in both matches. Our weekly sports contest, Joe Tilley Sports Contest, is heating up. We're giving away 12 awesome Mitch Marner t-shirts, 3 collector sports prints from the talented artist Rob McDougall. You can enjoy Rob's work at robmcdougall.com. We still got a couple of t-shirts left. To enter, simply subscribe to Joe Tilley on YouTube. It's easy and it's free. Good luck. And finally, we close with a look at the folks who make this show possible. These are friends, trusted business associates, and all-around great folks. I want to remind you that the show is also available on the Spanglish Network, on Zingo TV, and the Fired Up Network. And thanks once again to our guests today, Borje Salming and Adam Segelski. Thank you for watching. Join us next week when former lease assistant, GM, and media legend Bill Waters joins the program. We'll see you then.
Get Aldo at RE/MAX Crossroads. Do you want to buy or sell a home? Could 31 years of real estate experience help you? Why not speak to an amazing team that loves to overpromise and overdeliver? Call 416-GET-ALDO or visit www.getaldo.com to find out what next-level real estate looks like. RS Demolition and Excavation has extensive experience with complete teardowns and interior strip-outs. Looking to build a custom home? RS Excavating Services has the experience you need to build in established neighborhoods. For the highest level of quality and cost-efficient results, we provide innovative demolition solutions completed on time and on budget while ensuring our number one priority, safety. Call 647-852-3006 for an estimate or visit rsdemolition.ca. Brian Gribben Insurance Planning, helping you solidify your financial future.
At BGIP, what we do that's unique in the marketplace is we show people how to spend and enjoy their money in their early years of retirement without the fear of running out. Also, we're able to do this without you having to change financial advisors. Please look us up at bgip.ca today, and let's book a 30-minute phone call to see how we can bring value to you and your family in your planning.
Call Brian today for all your retirement needs. We did. 905-686-5678. Gold Line Resources, discovering high-grade gold in Sweden. Gold Line Resources owns a prospective portfolio of 4 high-grade gold exploration projects located on the Gold Line mineral belt of north-central Sweden, and 1 gold exploration project in the Skellefteå belt of north-central Sweden. For more information on how you can invest in this new initiative, Go to goldlineresources.com or call 1-800-858-9710. Goldline Resources can also be found on the TSX Ventures Exchange as GLDL. Looking for an advantage in choosing your investment options? Belmont Venture Capital will provide you with the best up-to-date opportunities in the mid-cap and junior sector. The company was formed 12 and a half years ago and is spearheaded by two seasoned veterans of the financial markets with over 80 years combined experience. Go to BelmontVentureCapital.com today for the latest hot picks on the market. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. BelmontVentureCapital.com. Brought to you by MNP, one of Canada's leaders in national accounting as well as tax and business consulting. We proudly serve and respond to the needs of clients in the private, public, and not-for-profit sectors. Through partner-led engagements, we provide a collaborative, cost-effective approach to doing business and personalized strategies, helping people and organizations succeed across the country and around the world. Call MNP's Durham office today, 905-579-5531, or go to mnp.ca.